Hello and welcome to GrindslimeTV with me, your host Aaron. And today is B-Side Saturday, which means we get to go through all the things I've been listening to this week that I didn't show on camera. Got a few things here, nothing too elaborate. It's 5 items, 3 CDs, 2 tapes, so always fun there. Let's start off with the CDs, shall we? Let's get the party going. Let's start talking about Desolus and their album System Shock. Fantastic, fantastic record. This came out a couple of years ago on Hell's Headbangers. Cool extra bit of artwork there on the back. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, very spooky. So he's up in the sky. Look, see, there he is there. Ooh, yeah, it's very, very shocking indeed. Loaded with your lyrics and whatnot. It's got that sort of old school Sepultura, Creator, Sadus kind of a sort of sound going on. A bit of Dark Angel maybe. So if you're into your old school sort of black and thrash kind of stuff, this will definitely be in your wheelhouse. I mean, all the aesthetics, look, the young lads too, and they've gone for the whole sort of old school look. So keeping that little torch carried, keeping it alive. Here's the CD itself there. Look, looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. And you've got a little extra bit of artwork behind there. And then on the back of the CD, you get that old school aesthetic with the yellow boxes and whatnot. Very Possessed, very Morbid Angel, very Wasp, very Ghoulish Grin. So, yes, all that kind of thing going on. Be a really, really cool album. You get 10 tracks altogether. On the back, it says there's only 9 because it misses out the interlude on there for some reason. I don't know why, but they do. So it says there's only 9 songs on there, but there is actually 10. But the numbers next to them are going to make things very confusing for people. But like, really cool album. Like I say, it's got all those sort of old school sort of death thrash, sort of like destruction kind of stuff going on. But it even mixes it up a little bit. Like the song on here, Sea of Fire, really has a bit of a Carcass feel to it. Not to the point where it's a gore grind track or anything like that. That'd be ridiculous. But just the riffage of it, the vocals on there, it's very Jeff Walker styled sort of vocals, which is really cool. Lots of parts on this, and a lot of those sort of higher bits that you would have heard in like old school Dark Angel records, particularly that Darkness Descends, the only one that's worth listening to. But yeah, really, really, really old school stuff here. Nice. I mean, like their speed, cool solos, riffs all over the place. Very, very, very riffy. Quite technical as well in places, for sure. But, it's quite catchy in places as well. It's got everything sort of there. If you're into your old school metal, like whatever the style, then this will sit really nicely up on your shelf. So check that out. Now, coming up next, a couple of these I've shown on camera before, but it's what I've been listening to, so it's what I've been listening to. God Died on His Knees by Incubus. Fantastic demo. Absolute cracker. Got old Mike Browning in there. The other two are no longer with us, unfortunately. You get the original demo cover, lyrics, and band photo, and you get a little bit more of that sort of band photo-y stuff on the other side there. So nice simple release, 3 tracks, really old school late 80s death metal. I think it was 87, I believe, that this record came out, something like that. Yeah, 87. So yeah, nice little back bit there. Very cool stuff. Very if it's death metal from the late 80s, very much in that sort of vein. There's some Possessed in there, but they're faster than Possessed. There's sort of like early Sodom in there as well, I think. And those overly heavy bits as well, in a good way, of course, like sort of Morbid Angelish kind of stuff going down. But all round, this is a really, really cool little 3-tracker. You get 11 minutes of really cool stuff. This is the Thrashing Fist Productions reissue. Came out a couple of years ago, which I was really pleased to get hold of, because I'd been after this for a while. And this actually came with the patch as well, which is cool. And it's limited to 300 copies. This bad boy's got one. I don't know what number it is. They're not numbered or anything, but there's 300 of them, all the same. And you've got your normal sort of black background, plastic thing going on. So, nothing over. Is that bonus art underneath there, I see? I don't think I've ever looked. No, I don't think it is. I don't think so. Let's have a look. Let's pull out the back tray, shall we? Oh, yeah, you just get the photo again. Look, just it's bigger. So, got that going for it. So if you're short on that photo, this release has got you covered. It has it in spades, good sir. So yeah, if you're old school, again, old school sort of death metal, can't go wrong with this. Whack these two on side by side, you've got yourself a good little evening. Or an hour at least, because that Desolate record is just under 40 minutes, I think, something like that. So you get a good 52 minutes of solid old school extreme metal. One new, one old. Beautiful stuff. Here's another one I've shown on camera. This is, of course, possibly my second favourite incantation album, Sector Val Divinities. Absolute banger of a record. Took people by surprise when it came out. There he is with his eyebrows, look, doing his thing. And of course, just as Seth Putnam said, Kyle from Incantation has a moustache, which he still does. His ears look huge in that picture, where he's got like the light behind him when it's catching his beard, making it look like his ears go all the way down to his lower mandible. Oh yes. So, you know, yeah, lyrics. I did a proper video on this if you want to get more in depth on it, but there it all is going on at the back of the booklet. CD looks pretty cool itself. Digging all that. I mean, underneath he's got some sort of like fiery cave effects going on, but you get that awesome artwork by Illyrian Cantor. So really, really cool stuff there. And it's typical incantation, you know, when it speeds up, it speeds up. When it slows down, it slows down. Very mid-paced in a lot of the areas as well. Not overly fast blast on here. Maybe, I don't think this album goes any faster than like maybe 190, 200 BPM. But it's a cool record all the same. I mean, it's Death Doom. You don't want to be going too fast all over the place, would you? That'd be ridiculous. But yeah, you get I think it's 11 tracks on here, is it? Yeah, 12, sorry. Yeah, so 12 tracks. Really, really, really solid album. Every track on here, I think, is an absolute banger. I mean, Unborn Ambrosia, Entrails of the Hag Queen, great track. But those opening 3 tracks, Ritual Impurity, Propitiation, and Entrails of the Hag Queen, they all play along each other with such a good flow. This whole album flows really well, but absolute banger of a record. I was super impressed with it, and I still am every time I listen to it. So get that happening. Now, got ourselves a couple of sexy, sexy tapes. Now for the grindcore lot amongst you, let's pull this bad boy out, shall we? Absolute classic. And we are talking, of course, about Jakobse. And I'm not going to even, let's try and pronounce that, shall we? Einsweilig Vernichtung. Probably fuck that right up. But yeah, Jakobse from Germany. In fact, all those 3 CDs, they're all from America. Those bad boys. Who saw that coming? These, like I say, these guys are from Germany. You get 37 songs in 20 minutes. So definitely doing that right. And the longest track on there is 57 seconds. So these boys know what they're doing in that department. And there's some gig flyers and all the lyrics there, but they're all in German, so I can't do anything for you. Can't help you. No sirree. But this is some fantastic sort of like what I've heard some of the kids call speedcore. It's basically just really fast grind, for being honest with you. Trying to get fancy about it. Lots of high-pitched shrieking, loads of blast beats, lots of nice jumpy riffs. Got some whistling going on in there as well. Yeah, if you like Whores Nation or Warsaw or any of that sort of ilk, really, you can't really go wrong with this. I mean, they're not quite as raw as like Warsaw are. And the only thing with the production on this record is that, like, whenever there's a so if you know that bands pause, don't they? You know, like that. With this, I think it's been edited, so they've cut the tails off of each one of the pauses, like in the like the wavelength. So when it pauses, it really cuts off, and it can be a bit jarring sometimes. It's like, what's going on? But other than that, no, this is a wicked album. Plenty of speed on there. It gets nice and catchy when it needs to, in small doses, but it's all about the speed on this one. Like blasting and screaming and yelling. They can't get enough of it. But it's an absolute banger. If you're into your grindcore, that's definitely worth getting onto for sure. And now this last one now is a cool one from Sweden from '92. This is another demo, and this is, of course, Obscure Infinity. And this Beyond the Gate is the name of the demo. It doesn't say it on the front, but has it on the spine instead. Very simple demo layout, as you're probably used to and expecting. Got your 4 songs there. Very cool. 4 members. One, unfortunately, is dead, which is a shame. And what's cool about this demo is that it was recorded at Studio Sunlight as well. So it's like a really well-produced demo. It gets a lot of shit from people. It's like a really overlooked and underrated sort of demo. A lot of like the reviews you find on it, people are like, oh, it's boring, it's been done before, blah, blah, blah. It's a good fucking demo, I'm telling you. And this is the band that also went on eventually to form, I think like a few years later, they formed Wolfpack, which then turned into Wolf Brigade, which, as you guys know, I'm quite a fan of that band. They're pretty damn cool, so no surprises that I like this as well, but it sounds very, very different. It's got lot there to offer, you know. It's got the fast bits, it's got the slow bits, it's got little synths every now and then, like particularly on the last song. You get those sort of, it's really punky. I mean, you can see where all their punk roots come from in like Wolf Brigade and whatnot, because the drumming in here is very much sort of lots of D beats and whatnot. But really, really cool stuff. It's groovy, it's catchy, it's fun, it's heavy as balls. It's just a Swedish classic that a lot of people just don't tend to know about, and those who do, they tend to just cut it off like it's one of those, oh, that one. It's like, back off. This is a banger. They put out 6 demos altogether, and then they split up and changed into Wolfpack. Did more sort of crusty, melodic metal, punk kind of thing going on there. But no, this is really, really cool. If you like your Swedish stuff, and you don't necessarily want to hear another Entombed clone, this is pretty cool. I mean, you can hear Entombed in there, same with like Dismember and all those other sort of bands, Comacon and whatnot. But I think it is a very cool little release that a lot of people need to get into. 4 tracks on there. You get good fun time. I posted it today as a daily demo, in fact, because it had to be done. So you can check it out there. But Obscure Infinity, Beyond the Gate from 1992. Well, that's it for B-Side Saturday today. What have you guys been listening to? Let me know down there in them comments. If you want to reach out to the show at all about anything, you can also get hold of us at GrindslimeTV@gmail.com. It's in the old description box and whatnot. And I'll catch you all later. Enjoy your weekend. Support the scene in your local record store. We'll catch you on the flip side.